We've all heard it, right? What goes around comes around. But what if that whole idea of cosmic payback is actually a huge misunderstanding of what karma is? Well, in this explainer, we're going to peel back the layers on karma, and I think you'll find that the truth is way more powerful and way more personal than you might think.
So let's just get right to the heart of the biggest myth. Is karma really some kind of cosmic scoreboard in the sky? Ticking off your good and bad deeds to hand out rewards and punishments later? The simple and maybe kind of surprising answer is no, not at all. And understanding why that is, well, it changes everything.
So, to really get it, we're going to walk through 5 key areas. First, we'll get past the cliches and figure out what karma really is. Then we'll look at how it actually works inside of us. We'll tackle the really tough questions about fate and victim blaming. We'll explore how it all ties into the idea of rebirth. And finally, we'll get to this amazing radical idea, the karma that actually ends karma.
All right, section 1. Let's take that phrase, what goes around comes around, and really break it down so we can get to the heart of what karma means in the Buddhist tradition.
You can really see the 2 different worlds of karma here. On the left, you've got the common view. It's fate, it's destiny, it's some outside force punishing you. But on the right, the Buddhist perspective is completely different. It's not about being punished from the outside. It's an internal, psychological process. It's a law of cause and effect that is driven 100% by our own minds.
So, the word karma itself is pretty simple. In Sanskrit, it just means action. But the Buddha's revolutionary idea was to focus not on the action itself, but on the one crucial thing that gives that action its power. Let me show you what I mean with a really simple example.
Okay, so the bare physical action is just this. Someone is wielding a knife. Looking from the outside, that tells us almost nothing, right? The karma isn't in the steel of the knife or the movement itself. It's all about what's in the mind behind it.
So here's possibility number 1. The intention is all about compassion, about trying to heal and save a life. This is what you'd call a wholesome, positive action.
And then you have this. The exact same physical motion, wielding a knife. But the driving force is malice and cruelty. The action is identical, but the karma is a universe apart. And this right here reveals the absolute core of the teaching.
And there you have it, straight from the Buddha himself. Intention is karma. It's not so much what you do, but the why you do it. The mental energy, the motivation that's driving your actions, your words, and even your thoughts. That's what shapes your reality.
Okay, so if intention is the key, how does it actually function? If it's not some cosmic boomerang coming back at you, what's the mechanism? Well, the answer is that karma isn't something that happens to us. It's something that happens in us. It's about how we build our own minds.
It's like you're a gardener of your own mind. Every intentional action plants a little seed. If you act with kindness, you plant a kindness seed. Water it by repeating that action, and it grows stronger. Over time, these repeated actions become habits, and those habits solidify into your character. It's like that great saying, we aren't punished for our anger, we are punished by our anger, because we become an angry person. We are literally building who we are with every single choice.
One school of Buddhist thought has this beautiful term for this process, the storehouse consciousness. Just imagine this deep, vast level of your mind where every single karmic seed you plant is stored. It just sits there, waiting for the right conditions to sprout into your future experiences, your reactions, and your personality.
Okay, let's get into what is maybe the most difficult and often damaging part of this whole topic. If our present life is a result of our past actions, does that mean that karma blames victims for their own suffering? We have to tackle this one head on.
As the teacher Judy Leaf points out, this is a real danger. This fatalistic misunderstanding has been used to justify all sorts of terrible things, to blame people for horrific trauma, and it causes so much pain. And let's be super clear, that interpretation is a complete and utter distortion of the actual teaching.
Exactly. The scholar Jeffrey Hopkins couldn't be clearer. Believing that karma is just simple determinism, that your fate is already written and you can't change it, is a huge mistake. The real teaching is meant to be empowering, not a life sentence.
And here is the absolute key. Karma has 2 parts. The past absolutely conditions the hand of cards you're dealt right now, but the present moment, this moment, right here is where all your freedom lies. You always have the power to choose how you play that hand, and in doing so, you plant new seeds that will create a totally different future. So this whole idea of past conditions and future consequences, it naturally leads to another really big question. If the effects of our actions aren't just limited to this one lifetime, how on earth is karma carried forward?
The idea here is to think of your consciousness less like a thing and more like a river, a continuous stream. And this stream carries all those karmic seeds and imprints with it. When the body dies, it's left behind. But the stream itself, pushed forward by our deepest habits and desires, it just keeps flowing, eventually connecting with a new life. And that new life is then shaped and conditioned by all the karma that was carried along in that stream.
The Hindu tradition actually has this brilliant analogy that makes this super clear. Imagine all of your past karma from all your lives is like a massive granary, just full of stored seeds. The karma you're experiencing right now in this life is just one small handful of seeds that's been taken from that granary to be planted this season. And every action you take today, that's a new seed you're harvesting which gets thrown right back into the granary for the future.
So if we're always creating new karma, is the whole point just to rack up as much good karma as you can so you can have a better future life? Well, this is where the Buddhist teaching goes even deeper and takes a truly radical turn.
This idea is a total game changer. The real goal isn't just to get a better rebirth within the system. The goal is to get off the wheel entirely. The aim is total liberation from karma, and the way to do it is with a very special kind of action, a path that is itself the karma that ends all karma.
A great way to think about it is like a bird trying to fly. It needs two wings. One wing is merit. That's all the good deeds, the generosity, the patience. That wing creates a better life within the cycle. But the other wing is wisdom. This is the deep insight that sees reality as it truly is. This is the wing that cuts through the ignorance that creates karma in the first place. You need both to fly free.
And that is the ultimate destination. Enlightenment isn't about having a perfect karmic report card. It's about reaching a state of such profound wisdom that you simply stop creating the causes for future suffering. You become free from the entire cycle of cause and effect itself.
So after all that, we bring this huge cosmic idea right back down to this very moment. Because karma isn't some abstract theory about a past life or a future one. It's about the intention you are holding in your mind right now. The choice you make in this instant is actively shaping the person you are becoming. So the final question is really for you. What seeds are you choosing to plant?